Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today I have a comparison video for you of a fabulous living stereo title. It's LSC 2603. It's from 1961, featuring Jascha Heifetz performing the Bruch, Scottish Fantasy, and Vieuxtemps, Concerto No. 5. This is a superb recording engineered by Kenneth Wilkinson. So you know, if you watch me regularly, that I love Kenneth Wilkinson's work. We'll talk about the differences I heard and about my clear favorite in just a moment. You might be looking at me and say, Scott, what is going on? You're looking shaggy. What's happening? What's happening is I'm spending more money on records than on personal grooming. I haven't been to my barber in a while and I need to go. But I think of it and I say, $40 for a haircut, or I could get another living stereo title. And that's kind of where my mind is at. Back when I was starting to collect these, I would say, I'm going to get 2 a month. I'll get 2 a month. Well, that didn't happen. As I saw things progressing, I was like, I got to up this to maybe 3 a month, 4 a month. And last month I got a lot. I think I'm almost done. I have 4 left and I'm missing 4. Plus the 45. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the video called The Final Act for Analogue Productions Living Stereo, in which I sounded the alarm that things are starting to disappear. Since that video, 8 titles, actually 9 now, have disappeared. And I was so alarmed that I made a second video guiding people to what I felt were the 10 essential titles from the remaining titles in the Analogue Productions Living Stereo catalog. Actually, I made it 13, just to get more in there. But watch that video if you want to know what are the essential things that I actually should get. And to my knowledge, they're all still available, so that's good. Let's get on to this. I consulted the guides that I have, the Mitchell guide and the Vallon guide, the RCA Living Stereo Bible. Mitchell gave this record a 10 plus. Jonathan Vallon also gave it a 10 plus and says this: the violin is a 10 plus plus according to Mitchell. And I'm here to tell you that it most certainly is. Heifetz's violin is superbly well recorded on this disc, and the orchestra, although a shade drier, is also well served. Luminous sound and beautiful playing. This is one of Heifetz's famous showpieces, and he performs it to perfection. One of the great RCAs. Highly recommended. And I agree with Jonathan Vallon. He was listening to a 1S. Now, my early pressing is not a 1S. It's a White Dog label. And I can't say that I agree if I only had the White Dog to listen to, but fortunately I have these other pressings and I heard exactly what he was talking about on one of them. So we'll get to that in a second. Let me show you the White Dog pressing. It looks clean as a whistle, but this one needs restoration. It needs several cleanings to get it, ultrasonic cleanings, and I don't have an ultrasonic player. I have cleaned it, of course, a couple of times, but listening through it, what I heard was congestion in the orchestral climaxes, just kind of a high groove noise. The violin tone was good. The performance, of course, is wonderful, but I really couldn't make judgments on this particular early pressing. Certainly I'd love to hear a shaded dog, and particularly a 1S, to see if I agree with what Jonathan Vallon said there. But in this case, this particular stamper and pressing just didn't do it for me. It's a 13S, 11S, so it's quite late in the cycle. The second one I listened to was the classic 33, mastered by Bernie Grundman. This, sorry, it's wrapped up, but this is the classic 33. This was much better than the White Dog. much clearer, quieter surfaces, still some congestion in the orchestral parts, and the violin tone was good, but just getting a little bit bright, I thought. Not as liquid and beautiful as I know it could sound. It was good, but I didn't think that it really completely did this performance justice. I think you can do better than the Classic 33. And I knew that from listening to the Classic 45. This is a Classic 45. It comes in four single-sided discs. I keep them in these 13-inch sleeves. They're all in beautiful condition, and this really cleaned up the sound, opened it up. Hardly any congestion in the climaxes, just beautiful. More separation, more air, more space. The violin tone is luminous, as Valen said, and this really drew me into the performance. It's very, very good. The side breaks are okay. They're okay. They're chosen well, but when you're listening to both of these performances, and both are wonderful, you're so drawn in by the mastery of the violin playing that it's kind of takes you out to break it into a 45, and that's the only issue I had with the 45. Otherwise, the sound is really, truly on another level compared to the earlier pressings that I had. However, there is a 33 that really won me over, and that's the Analogue Productions, mastered by Ryan K. Smith. Where is it? It's got a beautiful cover, by the way. It's wrapped here, but it's one of those heavy-duty gloss covers, and the reproduction looks wonderful, very saturated, very beautiful. It makes the Classic 33 look a little washed out. The sound, though, the sound on this Analogue Productions version is my favorite. It won me over immediately. First of all, it's super quiet. It's super quiet. There's no distractions whatsoever, and that's a blessing. The moody opening of the Scottish Fantasy sounds wonderful. When Heifetz enters, it's a clear, liquid, beautiful sound on the violin, and it just reaches to the heavens. It's so pretty, so beautiful. The orchestral parts sound better than any other version here. Clear, separated, no congestion, no grain. It's a revelation. I was really pleased with the Analogue Productions Living Stereo version. The Scottish Fantasy is interesting. It utilizes Scottish folk tunes as its basis, and each one is so interesting. You know, when I listen to Heifetz play this, you don't think it could be played by anyone else. It's that good. He's so identified with this. As Jonathan Valen said here, it's one of Heifetz's famous showpieces, and you can tell that he put everything into this particular recording. You know, he knew it was going to be modern stereo, a great engineer, a wonderful orchestra. They play really well, and he just gives the performance of his life. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And the Vieuxtemps is excellent too. It's not a piece that I was that familiar with, but I was completely drawn in by the sound on the Analogue Productions. Ryan K. Smith did a fabulous job of restoring this. It is wonderful. Bernie Grumman's 45 is great too. You know, if you want a little bit of a different sound, but I really feel like I found my favorite in the Analogue Productions version. This could have easily been in my top 10. I hadn't spent so much time with it when I did the top 10, and now I'm saying to you, this is one worth having. I really feel like it's one of the essentials, and if you are a fan of Kenneth Wilkinson, you definitely want to hear this. It's beautiful. Really great recording, well played, and just legendary. It's legendary. So those are my thoughts on this beautiful, beautiful living stereo title. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Have a great day.